How do I show? How does 8-bits work? Oh, hello. What is up? It's Friday. Welcome to another episode of 8-bits 4.7 here on November 21st. Almost 25 days or so since our last show. Once again, we converge. We've played a lot of video games, and we hope to report back to you. And hopefully it's not too late to save you from maybe the pain of shoveling out money for some of these games. I don't know.
Oh, no. Everyone got fucked last week. Everyone's just like, let's play this game. Nope, that game's fucked. Oh, what about? Nope, you can't do that one either. That one's a little fucked up too.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that I came back from BlizzCon. I came back from a week-long, pretty much away from games, and the game that I went to was Heroes of the Storm. After, like...
Really?
A little bit of Far Cry. I still haven't played Shadow of Mordor. Still haven't played Alien Isolation. Still, what else came out? 1,000 things. Assassin's Creed Unity, whatever. It's not on my list. Call of Duty. None of that shit.
Far Cry. Did you mention that?
That's actually one I want to play.
You should play just to see it.
You should.
Good.
Yeah.
But then I could say the same for Assassin's Creed.
So I have the PS4 version, but I'm not sure if I should just go, here, friend.
Far Cry?
Yes. It was given to me at the office, but I feel like I need to just play it on my PC.
I'm playing on PC, and it looks beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. I think PC looks pretty good, too. I've not seen the PS... Actually, I did see the PS4 version on Giant Bomb's Quick Look, and it looked pretty good. Yeah. You could go watch that for comparison.
I mean, I don't know that I'm really ultra concerned about that, to be honest. So, I mean, I want to play it on PC, so I think I'm just going to end up doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you, the main thing is, do you want to play with keyboard and mouse? Or do you want to play with a joystick?
Exactly.
You're a keyboard and mouse
know the answer to that. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Here's how weird I am. I'm playing Far Cry 4 on the PC with my controller.
Hey, I know people that do that.
Which is weird because I am. Oh, my camera dropped down a bit. It's cutting.
No, it actually looks good.
So it says.
Yeah, you can earthquake.
Okay.
Fine though. You can.
You're good.
I don't want my gorgeous mane of hair cut off. I don't know why I'm doing that because I'm a PC guy through and through, but for some reason I like the layout on the Xbox for this.
I think there is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I did try it on Dragon Age Inquisition too, which I know we'll talk about that game in depth. And for that, no way. Like I went right back to keyboard mouse on that.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, I feel like they probably designed. I'm guessing that they designed it originally for PC, the controls, and then they.
You're the first person that I know like a ton of people that are playing on PC, and you're the first person to say that they prefer the keyboard and mouse besides me. Yeah.
Huh.
To what?
Okay.
On what game?
On Dragon Age, everyone I know has been playing with the controller.
Really?
On PC. Yeah, and I'm playing keyboard and mouse only because I couldn't get my fucking controller drivers to work, so I don't know what it's like on the other side.
I mean, aren't there like massive skill sets that you need to tap into? Because
Not
I know
really, actually.
Okay.
There's only like 4 or 5 abilities per character. Well, at least in the earlies. Maybe it gets crazier later on.
Controls are totally built for controller.
Maybe
I'm weird.
I don't know. Before we hop into our games, do we want to? Yeah. Do we want to get anything else out of the way? How you guys been for a while? We were all at BlizzCon, right? No, you weren't at BlizzCon. Were you?
Ouch.
Sorry.
Ouch.
It hurt. I came so close to getting the virtual ticket, but then I felt like kind of a chump if I did that.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, why don't I just sit on Twitter and catch the updates? Why am I spending? And you know why? The reason I was tempted. Well, you know why the reason.
Yeah, in-game items. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, the mount for Heroes of the Storm is awesome.
Oh wait, what did we get for Heroes of the Storm?
It's like this. It's this blue sort of like matrixy looking mount. It's epic. Everyone that sees
it the Cyberwolf?
I wish I would have. No, it's like a horse.
Here, I'll Google it.
It's transparent and looks like it has sort of blue matrix lettering and weird.
Huh.
Shit, it's pretty dope.
I feel like
what
an
was
asshole.
The Hearthstone card back? What did it look like?
Ooh, I don't even know what that looks like.
I actually don't know. Don't even know.
Why do I care?
Did you watch any of the
Yeah.
What's the
Hearthstone?
matter with me? Huh?
Did you watch any of the Hearthstone?
I did, yeah.
Did you watch any of Firebat Heroes games? guy
No,
that
I.
won?
Oh wait, no, I did. I did.
Okay.
Yes.
He was. I really liked that kid. He was awesome.
He was good. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good, and then he'd also he had the most epic BM of all time. Like even when there was one game in particular where his opponent was down to 2, and he was sitting on this board and he's sitting on like 4 cards, and he definitely had lethal, but he calculated what the maximum amount of damage that he could still deal to him would be, and then issued it before the game. I mean, it was just like,
holy shit.
he's really yeah. I like that guy's style, but. Anyway,
That was actually the first time that I've ever. I know people do this all the time. I always watch Twitch, on my PC here or on my laptop. But this was the first time I was like in the living room, on the Xbox with my wife next to me, watching the
really.
watching the Hearthstone Championships like a TV show. It was so
Awesome.
it was so entertaining.
So you used the Xbox One app?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I haven't used any other app except my Roku app, which is not official. So
It's pretty good. It's a little awkward. I mean, when you zoom in, you can't then, at least the way it's set up on mine, maybe I have to fuck with the controls, or the setup. When you zoom in, so you, like with Hearthstone, so you can actually see the cards up close and get a good view, then you can't see the Twitch chat. So I had to keep choosing between following the chat.
it's weird how much people want to watch.
Yeah,
the
I
Twitch
love
chat.
that Jeff Green is like, I had to see the Twitch chat. Like that.
Well, the thing was, when I zoomed out, it was mostly like spam,
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I guess I'm not missing much.
And then
But
there's like secret chat code words for all the cards, which is pretty great. Like all the cards have nicknames, so when they're dropped, like you just see the spam or like a
Right.
saying, or it's kind of ridiculous.
I didn't want to miss anything, though, man. I wanted to be part of the conversation.
The best thing that I saw at BlizzCon was not games. It was actually the Warcraft movie trailer.
Oh, they showed it. Oh my god, I haven't seen it.
Well, it's not public. You
Damn it.
went to like a private theater with like this, and it wasn't. I don't know if I enjoyed the trailer or I enjoyed the sound system that went with the
Yeah,
trailer.
the sound system was dope.
Did they
dialed
actually
that.
show footage, though?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
what
okay,
is up?
JP,
yeah.
JP. A lot of people were like really sort of all over the place in terms of their reactions. You've seen it. I trust your judgment in movies for the most part. You're a huge Warcraft fan.
Yeah.
You've been playing, WoD. What's up?
I think we could talk about it in detail, right?
Well,
I don't
why
think-
not? They showed it.
I
to
don't- yeah, I guess they
attendees,
showed it to- So like it starts out, and the thing that got me, like the rest of I was already sold in like the first 10 seconds because they do like a slow drop in, like a eye in the sky camera over Stormwind or Lordaeron, and like playing WoW for fucking 10 years or whatever, and like seeing this for so long in game. And then seeing it like fully realized in like an amazing looking 3D world to where it looks real, I was like, my mouth was just fucking open from there on, and I was just like, "Yep, I'm already in. I don't give a fuck. This looks amazing."
Would you have a
then they
bigger
showed,
boner if he was on a griffin? If like it panned out and there was
well,
a guy
that
on a
happened.
griffin?
There was a fight between the two armies, and like some guy was on a griffin with like a hammer and was just like swooping in on
shit.
these. It looked like the Warcraft, I think it was the Warcraft 2 cutscene, maybe Warcraft 3, where like the two armies, the footmen and the grunts, like are colliding.
Yeah.
And that looked incredible. And it wasn't even like fully rendered. They said that they were still working on it. They showed like one clip to show the, I guess like the range of the CG that they can do, and it was just of an orc. I forget who exactly it was, of an orc. It might have been Grom crying. And it was just like him staring at the camera for like 10 seconds. And like, I was just like, this is kind of creepy because we're just watching some guy cry. But then in that 10 seconds, it actually like pulled me in, and he didn't say anything. It was just him like tearing up. And I was like, well, that looks pretty fucking good if they can do that.
So it's like,
Well, that's the hardest thing, right, to pull off.
Yeah.
Is like,
Is it like kind of Lord of the Rings looking?
Yes. Like it's, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like human character, like it's live action.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are human characters, but like they have a massive, like the orcs have massive amount of CG on them, and the orcs look just fucking like giant brutes.
Do
Like,
they
even
look
their
anything
heads
like the
are
orcs
massive.
in Lord of the Rings, or are they different looking?
No,
They
well,
look like Warcraft orcs, right? I
they
mean,
look like
orcs, I
Warcraft
guess.
orcs,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. Dumb question.
like they're
Yeah.
big fucking green.
Uh-huh.
Well, not green, but like you know the color of the
All
orcs.
sorts of
It
different-
looks really crazy.
Did they show any other races?
They showed some blood elves.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I think I saw. I don't know if I saw a night elf or a dwarf. I don't think they showed them at all.
Goblins?
Don't
They
think
prob-
I saw that.
They probably
And
won't
mainly-
have goblins in them.
They might not. I mean, they might. There would probably be a goblin because it's such an easy comedic relief just to like throw a goblin in there
Right.
and make them.
You know,
thing.
the movie is going to be a fail though if they don't have Murlocs.
Oh yeah,
dude,
I bet
no,
you
the
they'll
amount
probably
of
have, like,
Easter
one Murloc.
eggs in the fucking movie will be absurd, you guys.
Yeah.
You know it will be.
I want to see like an army of Murlocs. You know.
Probably. Probably.
Even if they just get
It
wiped
was crazy
out.
though. It was
Just for 1 second. Yeah, just flash on them like, I don't know. Yeah, like a tidal wave hitting them and they all die or something. Just for 1
It
second.
was crazy to see.
So speaking
the-
of movies,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, I've already talked about many times that Jen and I have gone to the cloud. And so a lot of we just have no problem buying movies on the cloud, and also the benefit is that a lot of times you get to purchase them before they're actually even out on Blu-ray.
Right.
And so Guardians of the Galaxy hit, and I know
haven't
we
watched it
talked.
yet,
I know
so-
we've talked about the movie before, and you know, but goddamn, that movie is so fucking good, and like yeah, it's so fantastic. If you have not seen it, shame on you. It's so good. I would buy that movie 10 times. I'll probably
I
watch
think-
it 100.
Yeah, they were. I think they were just so they were so free to do what they wanted with that. You know, there was like a certain amount of. There was no hype. There was no expectation. Not a hype. There was no expectation for what this movie or these characters would be like. That they could really just kind of go for it and have fun with it. You know, there wasn't like the massive, you know, pressure of expectation of what's this character going to look like. You know, every time there's a Batman movie or a Superman movie, all the baggage that comes with that, it just didn't exist here at all. So,
I got to watch the first the opening scene where right before he gets like taken away, and then for some reason like the Roku has an issue watching Blu-rays because it can't stream that amount of data or something over the
Really?
network here at my house.
Huh.
I don't know why, and it kept like freezing. I was like, you know what, this movie deserves more. I'm gonna wait, and I'll just watch it on my big screen TV later this weekend or something like that. So yeah, that movie's still a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch it again because it's been.
God, it's so fucking good. It's so.
I didn't watch
funny.
it since it's been in the theater.
No, I buy movies on Vudu, and you guys, honestly, like you should check out Vudu. I mean, if I have to make my like yearly Vudu preach, so Vudu is a service that lets you watch and buy and rent cloud movies, but they're also the same service that if you go and buy like a Blu-ray or a DVD, oftentimes there'll be a code that you can redeem the digital version on Vudu. And previously there was like Ultraviolet and Flickster, but they've pretty much all centralized, and Vudu is the place to go.
Vudu won out. That's
Everything,
cool.
yeah, everything basically feeds off Vudu. But they've also got these great plans with like Walmart, where you can take your whole library of movies and you can walk in and basically, you know, prove that you have the movie and get the digital version for like a couple bucks.
Wow.
So we've pretty much like, you know, movies that we want to watch or we are available digitally, and the library keeps on increasing. We just buy all of our stuff digitally, and then it doesn't matter. I can be on the road, I can watch it. I can download stuff to my iPad, I can watch it. We can be in our living room, we can watch it. Like, it's the way to go.
So why this over like? Well, I know why Netflix, because we were just talking about owning it, right, as opposed to just streaming. But as opposed to like Amazon or something else, because I just don't know this service.
Well, so I mean, the big difference is that technically iTunes has similar functionality, Amazon has similar functionality, but in terms of like being able to centralize everything, there's still some movie companies that won't release their movies digitally on those other services. So Vudu is the one that sort of got everyone to play nicely for whatever reason. In fact, they just signed a deal with Disney. And so now Disney has their own version of the app. But because we have all the movies already purchased on Vudu, our library's already filled. So when we load up the Disney app, it because they're able to interface, they're like, okay, they own this movie. So it's almost like Vudu is the digital rights management of everything else. And that's where it really matters. So if you're going to going to make an investment into the cloud, it's not iTunes. It's not, it is definitely Vudu.
Nice. Okay.
Wow. Not available in Canada. That sucks.
I mean, nothing is. Like, why do you go there? Just
to Canada?
Yeah. It's beautiful, but like, let's be real, guys. You're fucking up.
That's sad.
My one piece of non-gaming thing besides the Warcraft movie, I can't stop thinking about Flash right now.
Dude, you can't say anything because my wife watched 2 episodes. She's like, oh my God, it's Flash and it's Sebastian from Glee and so I'm like, look.
I can say something that won't spoil the show.
No, but see,
about why it's so good.
Today, you guys, this morning, I just watched the episode in Arrow Season 2 where Flash is introduced, and I will not watch Flash until after I'm done with Arrow Season 2. But we seem to be going through the episodes very quickly, so.
All I'll say, and it's not even a spoiler, but the fact that, like, Flash is basically taking Marvel's approach and just fucking throwing the most obscure shit in there.
Yeah.
That's just like I can't. They do these things at the end of the show. Like every episode has this like 30-second teaser for like something that's kind of happening that's like a side story. And every single one they've done, I'm just like, I can't believe they just showed that.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck are they going to work that into a TV show and make that believable? Like,
yeah, it's really interesting to me that it has such a different feel than Arrow.
It has a really different feel.
Like they almost. I mean, they've done crossovers, obviously, so it's clearly the same universe, and yet the tone is totally different between the 2 shows.
Yeah. The word Speed Force has been uttered multiple times and will most likely play a giant role in the show for obvious reasons. That's how like fucking crazy they're going.
Yeah.
Well, it's even funnier because the guy that plays Flash is a bad guy from Glee. He's Glee actually has bad guys.
Yeah. So, that's right. He was so small back then.
He was
like all tall and slender.
Yeah, he's on
so who was he on Glee? And actually, this is sad that this means that all 3 of us watched Glee.
Oh my God!
What,
he's on
he was
the Warblers.
He's the Warblers.
Yeah, he took over the
Warblers.
Yeah.
After what's his name left.
After they all left.
Jesus, it's been a while since I watched Glee. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, Flash is great. Yeah. And also Arrow, I think finally started picking up for me.
I mean, you know what? And I'm sorry because I'm already late to the party, so I don't feel like this is a spoiler. But like, dude, everyone, I know we're only like 8 episodes into season 2, but like everyone who was dead or you thought was dead is not. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Wait. What was the last episode you watched? Guys, spoilers. I want to know. I'm going to put my hand up when the hand goes down.
My wife just came down to the last episode we watched was literally the first episode that you see Barry Allen Flash. So, like,
talk to me in a couple episodes.
Merlin has revealed that he is related to someone.
Oh shit, you're still going. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
that's where we're at. I know, although I like people were like, "Yo, Arrow season 2 is brutal," and so far it's been pretty brutal.
No, it has not.
Well,
you just
good.
wait, motherfucker.
Okay, good. All right, you put it out.
It takes a turn for the crazy in a bit, and you're just like, they did that on TV. What the fuck?
Okay, I can't wait. All right,
it's good. That was like the peak for the show, and then like episodes 1 to 4 of the newest season were kind of like a downward slope. And then the latest episode actually peaked it back up.
Okay. All right.
Because I think they're starting to realize, or at least realized halfway through production, that like Flash was going for the crazy fucking like,
And they need to
let's
do that?
throw in,
Yeah.
let's throw in fucking the Speed Force into a TV show and make that understandable, right?
Yeah.
And now they're starting to bring that into Arrow a tiny bit.
Oh my
I like
God.
that. I like that Flash is willing to just. I mean, Arrow has an okay amount of humor, but it's well, especially the first season. I mean, I know Arrow gets better, but it has a much more somber sort of tone. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody's like very serious about everything, and the Flash is just not afraid to get goofy, like full on goofy all the time.
But it's great. It's all and
Well,
the fact
well,
that they make the CG work, like the special effects work in the Flash for that low budget TV is kind of crazy. Like
That's true.
him just like fucking zipping around at like 800 miles an hour, and it's like, yeah, he's totally doing that. That's kind of believable.
Yeah, I was worried before the show even started. I was like, you know, it's a cool superpower in theory, but I didn't see how that was going to be interesting on TV.
Oh, okay. I was like, have you read the comics or whatever?
Oh yeah, I used to be a huge Flash collector, but they, you know, and I like the way they use humor with that all the time too. Like he's always just doing like random stuff, like around their house or whatever, around their little headquarters that are goofy. I mean,
the stupid little jokes in the Flash are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good for sure. Like there's even a joke. I'm just gonna spoil this joke. It has nothing to do with the story. Like one of the guys in the show.
Damn it! It won't be funny.
It'll still be funny. Like they're dealing with someone that can like turn his skin to iron or whatever, and you see like one of the characters just go like, "Oh, so he's a man of steel," and they kind of like wait for like 3 seconds for everyone to get it, and then they just move on with the show.
Oh God!
Right.
It has nothing to do with Superman, but it's still like they're just dropping that type of shit all fucking show long.
And I do like the self-consciousness about the naming of the heroes and villains. Like
that's really good too.
You know, the sort of absurdity of it. That
they have like a nerdy, kind of like someone that would probably read comic books. For every villain that he like faces, they'll be like, "Let's call him this," and everyone's just like, "Shut up, you idiot!" That's that's the villain name in the comic book.
Right.
It's good.
All right.
It is. I mean, let's be clear. This is not great TV. This is not Breaking Bad. This is just good, solid comic book TV
I would agree.
for when you just have nothing better to do at night and you just need your brain to shut off.
I agree.
Like this stuff is not going to last over the long term of TV history, but it's great for now.
Yeah,
it's leading the way for future cheesy superhero television, which we
I
all
do want to
need more of.
The cool thing will be this December when they're doing like the 2-part episode. So like on Tuesday they're gonna have the first part on Flash, and then the very
they're
next
literally
day,
doing a comic book style.
Yeah, the very next day that night will be the second part on Arrow.
That's the future, right? We're gonna have to watch like 6 shows at once just to
that's fucking awesome.
Follow the plot. I guess
that's like the best part.
I guess, but it's bringing back like traumatic memories of having to buy every fucking like Batgirl or whatever to just keep up with the Batman
2 pages
storyline.
that really
Guess I'm buying Robin this week. Fuck.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
All right, should we talk about games? Talk about the video games. It's over. Spoiling's over. You can put your cans back on, people. Dude, so you guys, I've got a victory. My wife just walked in. I gotta tell you, that Smash bundle. Why is this nowhere? How did they actually not just make enough of these?
I saw you tweeting about that. Yeah.
Yes. So they have a bundle that has the adapter and has an extra controller and the game. $99, reasonably priced. So the thing is that everyone was saying, look, you got to get the bundle because there's not going to be adapters available. So then, of course, I looked everywhere. I had this bitch out session with GameStop where they told me I could pre-order it, have the bundle sent to my house on Friday. Then I went to the store and they were like, oh, no, I guess it's actually going to be Monday now, which pissed me off because I even went to the store in the first place and I wouldn't have gone to that place anyway. So I've been screwed. And then someone last night, people started tweeting me, hey, the adapters are available at all these stores that had the bundle. which everyone said they weren't going to be available. So I now have in my hand that I picked up.
Woo!
Yes, the adapter has been picked up.
As someone who could not give zero fucks about Super Smash, but I will be playing it later today. Do I need something like that to be able to play with the GameCube controller, or will I be totally okay?
You
playing
need
with the
this to
controller?
use the GameCube controller. Period.
Right. But do I need to play Smash with a GameCube controller to enjoy it? Like, will I be okay on a Wii Pro?
I'm glad you asked this because I've been wondering.
Oh, look at how glorious it is! This live
what type
unboxing.
of world do we live on where
it's
Nintendo
so
releases
powerful.
something like
This is
pretty
so
cool.
proprietary box for proprietary old hardware that requires 2 USB ports
Wow.
to work. Yes,
Why?
this is fucking $30
That
technology
takes up
right
2
here.
USB ports?
Or maybe $20 technology. 2
many
USB ports.
USB
You have to
something.
plug both of them in.
they're
Yep.
probably USB 2.0, so it's a bandwidth limitation or something
Yep.
coming from the controllers. I don't know.
So, do you need it to play? Well, so here are your options, right? Your options are either the gamepad.
Nope.
Okay, you
I've got
don't
a
have
game-
one?
I've got a Pro controller though.
You don't have a gamepad? Or you can't play on something like that?
No, I have like the Wii U gamepad, but I have this, which is like the Pro controller. Yeah, fuck that. That thing's too fucking big and stupid. I'm
I
gonna use
played
this.
Bayonetta on this thing, man. It
yeah,
was
well,
totally
you're not a
fine.
smart person. I'm not gonna.
What
do
do you mean? It was I was pulling off 100-hit combos and shit. I couldn't. So the Pro controller has pretty much the same nubbies as this one.
Oh yeah, but you don't have a giant fucking screen in between
So
your two hands.
what I would tell you guys is that, like, you know, Smash is very much directional based, and that you only have 2 attack buttons, but based off of what direction you're pushing is very dependent on like what move will come out of your character. So it's my opinion that a controller like this that has a little more freeform 360 movement is actually going to be a little bit more difficult to play on, whereas the GameCube controller actually has like these natural clicks
you're using
for
the
all of the
C-stick?
clock positions. No, the C-stick's different. The C-stick is more like this where it's free-flowing. If I grab a controller, I can tell you, I can kind of show you what I mean.
Fuck, I'm gonna go fucking try to find one of these later today. This is bad.
It's crazy to me that they had to put out a new controller just so you could adequately play one of their games.
Well, no,
I
you
mean,
can
new
use-
old controller.
Yeah, new old controller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, this actually is
Crazy.
best demonstrated by the click itself, because you know what I'm talking about. Like the C stick isn't really big. You know, like a standard PS4 or Xbox controller or Wii U controller, like this stick, I can move it in every degree of direction, 360
Yeah.
degrees, right? So on the GameCube controller, the way it works is that like you'll hear it. So I'll click up, like. I don't know if you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
You can
yeah,
click
yeah.
up. But then when but like you can actually click to all 8 positions in the wheel, right? So it like clicks around to every position, which means it's a little bit easier to be precise with your ups, downs, backs. Okay, this is like kind of, I mean, do most people, does it matter? No. The fact that they made this device and the fact that that's just sort of how Smash has been played. Like, I've actually.
So it's more for hardcore players. If you're a casual Smash player,
I'm totally casual, but I think that's the way
to play.
Well, you're a prosumer. A pro.
I'm
No, that doesn't
definitely
work.
a prosumer, yeah.
I don't know. Is there much latency? Do you know, Wheat, for the Wii Wireless Pro
People
thing?
say there is, but
Have they actually met? Like, is there a measurement, like an actual test?
GameCube controllers for elitist jerks. Sign me up. Sign me up. What did
true.
you say, JP? What?
I guess I can. I'm just asking, like, if there's a video like showing actual latency tests with a controller, but I can just find it myself.
I don't know.
Because if it's like really bad, and I
plugged in
can use,
first?
I don't want to be the guy that's like, well, my fucking game, there was so much latency. I hit the left button and it didn't go. Oh shit!
I don't
Fuck.
think it's that bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's that bad. I'm really
Okay, we'll
excited
see.
for this game. Guys, the streams, it looks so amazing, but it actually
stream-
looks
yeah.
slower.
Quality wise, like, not even talking about the game, but like the graphics look fucking really good.
Amazing, dude. They
Looks really
are.
good. It's crazy to me that and we can get in, this will be a segue into some of the other shit, but it's crazy to me that in 2014, or I guess ever, it doesn't even matter the year, that Nintendo is the game company that releases a game and there are no network issues with it. After coming off of World of Warcraft, Master Chief Collection, and AC Unity last week, which were just like the biggest fails of 2014 for multiple reasons. And Smash is just like 1080p 60 pristine. The fucking wireless network stuff is working great. As of last night, people were getting matches immediately. And it's made by Nintendo, a Japanese company.
I mean, here's one maybe advantage to doing it on portable and releasing that ahead of time. I don't know.
Well, this was not a good week for video game releases and crash and technical issues.
Yeah.
It was a great week for new games. It was not a good week for stability.
Pretty much. It is pretty crazy.
It wasn't.
Which really sucks. I mean, it really sucks. It's really come to a point now where a new game comes out and you got to do, you got to do some research as to whether the game even fucking plays. You know? I mean, that's sort of what it's come to, which is really sad. And
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, no, just in the old days, you could buy a game, it's in the box, you come home and you can play it. Now it's like, well, is there going to be a day one patch? How long is it going to take before this thing fucking updates so I can even load it? Once I load it, is it going to keep me in the game? Is the matchmaking going to work? There's like so many more headaches besides just wanting to come home and play a goddamn video game. It's really annoying. And, as an old school dude, this used to be a problem that was strictly confined to the PC, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that console gamers, back when people used to have console PC wars, which thankfully that shit is dead. But back in the day, it was like, yeah, well, on my Nintendo, I can just put in a game and play it. Whereas with PC, we had to, update the sound driver and all that bullshit. But now, unfortunately, it's practically like parity between the two.
Yeah.
And I guess, blame the internet, right? Which is, 99.9% an awesome thing, but the bad thing is that it allows game makers to not finish their game before they put it out.
Yeah.
Right?
I kind of feel like WoW has an excuse, especially with the news of 3 million subs returning to the game, which is fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
They're back up to 10 million now or something like that.
That really, I mean, you guys,
that was a fucking
doesn't
giant
happen.
surprise.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. They did it with Diablo, and then they did it again with WoW.
What are they attributing that to? Because there's been expansions before, and there's been steady drop-off.
I really think it was just how they promoted that thing, and the fact that when, the way that they do the patches, where they have, the big patch hit before the actual game comes out, and they usually throw in a ton of new content with that, and just the fact that, the lead up to the launch of the game with everything they were doing in game was handled pretty well, to where it was people could get in and actually play. That the majority of those purchases were I think they had in August maybe when WOD launched for you to be able to buy it. I think they sold 500,000 just then, which is kind of crazy to think about because there was nothing to do in WoW. So I think people have just been building up to it. To actually launching, but the fact that they got DDoSed and they had 10 million people trying to log in, I think that, and granted I play WoW, so maybe I'm fanboying a little bit, but I kind of give Blizzard a pass because that's actually crazy to deal with, right? You can't prepare for that,
of course,
and you can't scale servers up that quickly and spend that much money when you're just going to scale back down in a month or two, right? That's a fuck ton of money to blow at a problem that is not going to be there for very long. But if you look at something like the Master Chief Collection, what the fuck happened? You talk about the fucking power of the cloud server and that you're able to spin up a server on whim, and then you don't even have fucking matchmaking for a week? How does that happen? What are they testing or what are they doing before the game even comes out?
Yeah.
For that to even fuck up that bad. I was just super surprised when people were like, yeah, I can't play online, or I can't play matchmaking. I was like, what the fuck are you doing then?
But guys, it went beyond that. Like, there was a lot of Xbox Live service interruptions during that time as a result.
Because, like, how much do we know how much copies they sold? Or I guess we won't know until NPD results come out.
I don't know.
They haven't had like we sold blah 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 copies.
I picked it up.
I haven't picked it up yet.
I bought it digitally, and but honestly, I'm playing through the campaigns again, the single player campaigns, which I always
like that's right now. My head is, if I buy these games, I won't play through the campaigns. I'll only play multiplayer, so it's not worth it to me right now.
Yeah, I could see that.
I guess I am kind of giving a pass to Blizzard with some of the stuff. They did fuck up with some of the quests on launch night, where it was only, like, the big hurdle on launch night it was the lag. It was a pain in the ass, but I think the reason that it was causing the lag, or one of the main reasons besides being DDoSed, was like 50 quests in, there was an item that you had to pick up, which was part of the main quest, and you couldn't move your character forward unless you picked this item up.
Oh, no.
And it came down to, like, no one being able to see it because there was, like, 4,000 people just hoarding around this one item.
Yeah, I saw
and
those
it was just
jokes.
crashing servers left and right.
Yeah, that's awful. That seems like that they could have prevented. I do agree in general, and I don't think it's just Blizzard. I give most of those companies at least a day one pass. You know,
because it's so crazy.
It's just it's so crazy, and I actually sort of feel like I get that you're hyped, and I get you want to be there and be there on day one. But like for me, over time, it's become like, you know what? I've got like 25, 30, 50 games to play. I can play this one in a week when it's not so crazy. It's not an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's also nuts for me to think about the fact that when that happened in ArcAge, lines formed immediately. When it happened in WoW, people were just like, fuck this. I'm going to get the biggest mount that I have and just sit right on top of it with every other person. And I'm just going to spam and chat like, God, this is shitty.
I totally believe that. I totally believe that. That's
I thought that was funny. Like, I found the humor in all of it, but I can understand people being upset. But yeah.
You're still playing, right? Like, you're playing quite a bit.
I haven't played since I haven't like actually logged in since Saturday.
Are you done then?
I think it's just because there's like so many other games. I guess we could just get into this. Like, I thought, like, I hit 100 on Friday. Like,
Did that take a long time?
Like, it was about 14 hours, 15 hours. I mean, I hit it. The game came out on Thursday at 2 a.m. and I hit it Friday at like 7 p.m. or something like that.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But that was like straight grinding. But the reason I haven't is like the raids aren't even opening till the 2nd of December.
Really?
So like there's no rush for me, right? Like the LFR raid opened today, which Jeff, they opened up Molten Core LFR 40-man raid.
What is that? What does that mean?
So LFR means that it's like a matchmaking thing, and it's like the low tier raid, but it's the first 40-man raid since like since Burning Crusade.
Probably Burning Crusade, yeah.
And so it's absolute, like, I haven't seen it yet, but it's absolute fucking mayhem. But Molten Core was the first. It's to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. So Molten Core was the first raid ever in WoW that you could do like in vanilla. So it's the same content, but it's now with 40 people, which is probably going to be fucking stupid crazy.
Those were so. I have great memories of 40-man raids. But I never want to do one again.
Yeah, and think about doing it in LFR. Everyone's just like,
oh my god, hell no,
you fucking suck.
Hell no. Yeah.
So I just want to see that once. I think that's only going till some a point in time where it won't be happening anymore, like maybe late December.
And then the expansion raids are actually like they're gonna.
They start on the 2nd.
Okay.
December, I think, or maybe the 6th, or maybe the 8th. I don't know. Sometime
and that's
in early.
Normally,
December.
kind of an exciting time, right? Because people are going for world firsts and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, world first like they exist these days, but all of that stuff has been tested on the PTR by like the top guilds. So most of them know what they're doing on the majority of those fights because they're the ones that tested it. Like,
I see.
Blizzard is smart about it in the sense that they got the best players to finally tune their raids. And it's been like that for about 2 expansions, I think. But yeah.
I can't imagine people who have played like hardcore. I know they exist, like hardcore WoW players who have been that hardcore since 2004.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of nuts to think about.
Kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. I don't know what those people do for like a living to be able to keep that. Like, I want to have that level of, I guess, passion for the game or passion for something for 10 years straight.
Yeah, I guess I sort of feel like it's like being a former addict or something. It's just like I'm just going to indulge in heroin for 10 years straight and not care and just keep going. And I'm just like, ugh.
Dude,
like, I loved it when I was there, but ugh.
I got to be honest, like I'm just fired up one of your WoW VODs. And like I can just kind of feel myself totally getting into that almost like
I know I'm looking
gelatinous form where I would just start playing and then just like
seriously
until the end of time. And
that's why that game for me is impossible to stream because I do that same thing. Like I'll start playing and then it'll just be like 2 minutes. I'll be like, I haven't said anything in 2 minutes. I should probably talk about what I'm doing right now because otherwise it's just me like zoning out. And that happened multiple times. To speak to like the actual game though, it's the best expansion I think Blizzard's ever released.
Really? Oh god.
By and large, the best expansion.
And what gives it that criteria really?
I feel like they finally got it right when it came to like having a story along with the leveling.
Oh, interesting.
So much so that over in most of the zones, there's like an end thing where there's like a long cutscene. And it's like those in-game cutscenes that Blizzard started doing kind of towards the end of MOP. And they're all fucking like really badass. They play out like DBZ moments, but there's like no fucking jerk-off moments where he's powering up. It's just like, I'm already powered up, let's fucking do something. It's like 2 minutes long cutscene and badass shit happens. And then it ends and like you're in another part of the world and you keep questing.
That's cool. I mean, to be fair, I feel like they've done a great job of storytelling all the way through.
Right. You know, this is exceptionally well done.
Yeah, I believe you. But they've always been, you know, pretty cutting edge too, even with like, I'm just thinking about like the phasing that they introduced.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of zones changing dynamically as you're playing them.
Yeah.
Was really, really a phenomenal development.
That was like that was a big thing, and like games now copy that from so many different other genres. Like
but as far as I know, they were the ones who started it. I could be wrong. But
if anything, they're the ones who perfected it for sure.
Okay, right.
That would probably be a more accurate, because I don't know who's done what.
It kind of felt like magic the first time you saw it. The first time you were in a zone that actually, when you went back and everything was different.
Yeah.
Which went so far towards really making the world feel alive. You know, not just like it was this static area where no matter what you did, everything was just, the NPCs were just standing in the same place and the world never changed.
Yep. Yeah. So the garrisons are basically, that's probably the big thing, the big new thing that they've done. They're basically private player housing, but everyone kind of looks the same in the sense that the majority of them are going to look the same. The way that it's unique is that you plop down what buildings you want in there, and those buildings will do certain things for you. So if you get like an enchanter's table in there, you can now DE items, regardless of what your profession is.
Okay.
If you get a blacksmith in there, you can now you can basically send work orders, and you get like rare materials from that. There's a lot of systems that I still don't understand because I just haven't spent that much time in it.
That's really interesting. I mean, I wonder, does that, it must fuck with the economy, though. I guess they don't care anymore, right? After 10 years.
I don't know. I know people in that game with like 3 million gold, though. So the economy might just be perpetually like fucked. But I think
I would
think
guess
it's balanced
yes.
out.
Any game that's been around for that long.
But
though,
they also actually have one thing that I know that like the people with 3 million gold, they have the black market auction house, which is like a server side NPC ran auction house, which throws up like the highest eye level loot and sets it for like 250,000 gold first buyout or like first bid. And this will go on for like a week, and I think some of those have gone for like 1 million or 2 million gold before. So I think that's where a lot of the whales dump their gold in.
That's pretty cool. I was just having flashbacks to logging on, you know, years and years ago, you know, just to see if my items were selling, all that shit. Like so much of the game at some point for me was just that. It was like being in business.
Yeah. Most of the people, like, again, a lot of people are correcting me in chat. I've only played at level 100 for like, which was also really weird to see, by the way, when it's like, I put in 100 levels into this fucking character. Like, I thought about that when I hit it, and I was just like, that's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's actually, I've seen that 100 times on this specific character.
Have you done a slash played lately?
Yeah, on that character, it's like, because that character was made in Mist, so it's like a...
Okay.
I think it's probably like under 20 days or under 25 days.
Okay.
I did a slash played on my mage, which is my oldest character.
Yeah.
One of my original characters. I've had that one since...
Oh, God.
Burning Crusade, and that was like... I think it's like 125 days or something like that. Which is not that much.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've got my original guy I still have from the...
It's not... Wait, that's
vanilla.
not that much. I knew someone in Cataclysm that had over 400 days played on their character.
I know I had over...
Think about that. 400 fucking...
Yeah.
Or 400...
A whole year. A whole year of their life. More. Yeah, I had over 150 on my main. And I remember that's when I had my first, like, crisis of, you know, existential crisis about the game.
Yeah, Wheat's having one right now. He doesn't even play.
Like, just my brain is starting to melt. Like, I mean, dude, honestly, I'm thinking back to, like, what my slash played would have been for Ultima Online. Because technically, I was, like, 3-boxing almost 75% of the time as well. So, I mean, you know, JP said earlier, how does someone... like sustain a life like that for so long. And I remember like working pretty shit jobs at the computer store and just like counting the hours to get off so I could spend pretty much a small amount of that sleeping and most of it playing Ultima Online. So I mean, I get it, but like
that was
I can't ever imagine racking up that much time again, you know?
So you cutting out for you too, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you're lagging a little, but now it seems.
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay. Well, everyone on the show heard it. Anyway.
Okay.
No, we heard it. It was just like there's some weird delay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the thing is, like, too, like, you know, if you did a slash played, you know, people who don't play MMOs who get down on people for doing that. But if any of us, let's not throw stones as gamers. If any of us just did a slash played on our whole video gaming life.
Yeah.
I'd be proud of
that. A lot
of
goddamn hours, right?
I wish there was something like that, man. I missed out and saw that chip at birth. It just logs all your time.
And why the hell not? Why the hell not?
Yep.
If you know, most people did a slash watched for TV or whatever.
Could be a lot too.
It's not going to be any more impressive with what people did with their free time. So.
Yep. I guess to speak like just to finish up. Some of the things that they have done that are unique when it comes to the leveling process is the idea of exploration is very, very important, and you actually get rewarded for doing so. Where you'll go and find like a random item inside of this chest that's there for everyone inside of this chest, inside of this bunker, and when you go and click it, you're actually rewarded with like an equal item level blue that you can use. And it could be a weapon, it could be a toy box, or it could be a toy, which is kind of like their way of, it's their new thing where you can put like gimmicky shit in there. It could be gold, it could be resource materials. And there's also things like in the Grand, for example, which is the 98 to 100 zone. But being able to do the dungeon, you have to have a certain item level. And for me, since I didn't have that item level, the best way of doing it is running around the Grand at level 100 and like finding these like jump spots to get to a certain place to be able to get up on this hill, be able to loot this item because it had X item in it, which would help my item level. And even having a guide to where that stuff was didn't matter on how like the level of exploration was. Like I still had to look at it and try to figure out how I could get from point A to point B without like fucking up. And even with a guide, you still have to look in game. And so it does that very well.
That's cool.
Trying to think of something else that was like specific to Warlords in the exploration world. But I'm failing a little bit. The quests are pretty good. They're your normal quests.
I can't.
Oh, okay. So here's the other thing. They have like the equivalent of public quest, but they're done right in the sense that everyone's not working together for the same quest. It's just when you enter into an area, the quest just pops up. It's just given to you. And those are like the #1 ways to earn XP in the zones. They're usually a tiny bit harder and maybe take a little bit more time, but they're 75 or 70,000 XP compared to 20K for the normal quest.
Wait, so they're just quests just for you? It's just
No, like,
yeah. But they're personal quests that everyone has in that area that you're not picking up from an NPC. You're just going in and doing it in that area.
So what's the difference other than an NPC is not giving it to you?
That's pretty much that's pretty much it's weird that they did it like that, but it's also cool because the only way that you see those quests or know that you're there is if you're in that area. They'll pop up on your map as a whole, and it'll say like
Warhammer.
Quest here. Yeah, kind of like Warhammer a little bit.
But weren't those public though?
Those were public, yeah.
Those
these are
were
not
like cooperative quests?
Yeah, exactly. The other thing too is that the NPCs, if it's a named NPC, the idea of tapping the mob doesn't exist. As long as you hit this mob, you'll get credit for it.
Nice.
So like you're not fighting for rares,
right?
Which is pretty.
That's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a solid expansion all the way through. I'll definitely
go Blizzard.
Once like all these other fucking games, I finish one. Like I just want to finish one game right now.
Well, it's not going to be WoW.
Which is not. Yeah. It's not going to be WoW.
I'm going to beat it, guys.
WoW. The sad thing is that I think it's going to be Dragon Age, which is even like might even be more time than fucking WoW at this point with how big that game is.
Are you out of Hinterlands yet?
Are you ever really out of Hinterlands?
Yeah.
You always keep coming back, it seems, which is not bad. But I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Origins this week. That's primarily what I've been playing.
Origins?
I just say Origins because I just say Dragon Age.
Let's move to Dragon Age because I'm convinced I can't play this game because it looks great. It looks good. It's exciting. I've been watching streams and I'm just like, I'm never going to finish this game.
Well, there's no, like, that's the thing is, so a lot of people, and Jeff, feel free to drop in here and agree or disagree.
Yep.
A lot of people started saying that this is like a more concentrated Skyrim. And I didn't get that at all, but now I totally fucking agree with that statement.
Oh, okay.
I totally agree with that statement. I was thinking it just on my own yesterday because I played it all day long and I was so hooked and I was thinking like, and for me personally, like I like all the Elder Scrolls games. I've played them all, but I'm always like a little bit. They're a little bit hard for me just because they're so like I get paralyzed with what to do.
Oh, right, exactly.
Right.
You know, and here it just feels a little more guided. Like it's really open. There's a million things to do, and yet you always sort of feel on task.
Yep.
Whereas Skyrim, it's almost like it's too open, and I really don't mean that as a diss at all, because it's obviously a classic game. But there's something that's almost it's like more
just
easy
your approach to it, right? Like I totally get that. I totally get that mentality.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know what it is. It's just because
it's like Skyrim's world is like the Skyrim map is the world, right? Like there are very few limits into where you can actually go in that game.
Yeah.
With this game, you load into zones, which in themselves are fucking massive,
Yeah.
but they are that zone. Like they have a boundary
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah,
And it's not as like, because I'm the same way. Like, there's not a billion things to do in your immediate area. There's like 4 or 5 things to do in your immediate area, and they're easily accessible to go over there and do it.
yeah, and you could clear them out. You feel
can
a sense
kinda
of
like-
accomplishment.
It's really like fucking playing WoW. It really is. Like, there's a lot of times where I've actually hit numlock, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not World of Warcraft. Like,
Right.
that's not an auto run key.
And the thing is, too, like, all the systems kind of feed into each other, too. So there's, like, such a great feedback loop of, like, you do these things, and then you get more power, and then you can use the power to do the, to do the stuff in the war room. I mean, there's a nice incentive to keep doing all the things. Like, you're always constantly getting rewarded. Whereas in Skyrim, you're doing just a lot, like, randomly. And it may be fun, because it is fun, but there's never a sense that, like, you're getting anywhere. And here, there's sort of always a sense that you're actually progressing in the game. So even though the world is huge and there's a million things to do, you don't feel like just a hamster on a wheel. Like, okay, the world is getting, I'm progressing towards the end goal.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think the thing that I like the most, and I actually do have a lot of issues with the game, the thing that I like the most is just the graphics. I think they they nailed both, like, the atmospheric effects, the lighting when you go into a cave, and like a fucking fireball hits or something, and like the cave illuminates immediately, and then it just goes back to being dark when the fire goes away.
We just saw some of that. It's pretty cool.
It looks
the mage spells
cool.
are awesome.
Yeah. Well, they are. In the caveat to that, or the thing that I don't like about that, is that the fighting seems, and I've been told that this opens up in a big way very soon, at least where I'm at in the story. But the fighting seems like very, very, very basic. Like, I have 5 abilities that I can do, and I have an auto attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these are used constantly and, like, non-stop over and over in the same fight.
I mean,
and I don't know why I'm not bored with it.
Well, compare this to other Dragon Age games. I mean, do you feel like that they've simplified it even more than?
I feel it's more arcadey than other Dragon Age games.
Well, I've been told, or I've been reading that if you play, for what it's worth, that if you play on Nightmare,
I am playing on Nightmare.
You are playing on Nightmare.
Well,
okay.
I didn't start the game on Nightmare. As I moved forward in the game, I bumped it up to hard, and I was like, okay, this is a little bit harder. And then, I bumped it up to Nightmare last night finally, and I finally started, dying in fights.
Yeah. I've heard, what I was reading, you really have to go to the tactical camera more.
I think you do in boss fights for sure.
Okay.
Because then, immunities and shit like that actually start having effect, but you can't just throw shit at them.
Sure.
Because I do know that, in general, though, yeah, I found it that I can just, almost, randomly hit buttons and succeed. I barely have to pay attention. I don't have to switch between party members. I can just stay
there's not, it's super fun. It's still fun what you're doing, though.
It's still fun.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even consider
There's not an XP bonus or more loot or anything bumping up to Nightmare. By the way, this is a bug right here, Wheat, that you just showed on screen.
I was gonna
when you
say,
go through some of these,
what the hell happened?
When you go through some of these caves, the AI is just fucking derps out and all starts humping in this corner, and they won't move past it unless you move them through there yourself.
I haven't seen that yet.
So there are the game's not without its bugs.
Okay, I was wondering why the guys weren't even with you fighting.
Yeah, then you can see I start to die because I left my guy alone versus these spiders on Nightmare, and they just fucking wrecked.
I do think too that I feel like the combat is I mean, I'm watching too. I feel like the combat is good, but there's so much about the game that is not combat that is awesome.
There's a lot of reading, and it's not like WoW where you can fuck this quest, just tell me to go kill something.
I guess you could play it that way.
Yeah, but I guess that's not that's half the fun, right?
It's really not the point of most BioWare games, right? I mean, if you just don't give a shit at all about the story, I don't really know why you would be playing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would have quit. I would have quit. Right there. I would have I would have been like, fuck that shit. It's not even.
It's pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
I
my
started
God.
getting pretty upset at one point. But that's like the only time that's happened.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Like,
when you've got a game that relies on your 4 companions too,
Yeah, that kind of. Yeah.
no one wants
Yeah.
to play a derp AI management game.
It kind of sucks that like that's the one one thing that you spotlighted, but
All
there's
right,
no.
Yeah, because in general,
I'll move forward then.
right. In
Hey,
general,
we want to
it
see
works
the dirty,
fine.
right? We want to see the
Oh,
dirty.
yeah.
This is the dirty.
Exactly.
Yeah, in general, and right, as somebody said in chat here, you can tell them to hold position.
Yeah, you can.
You can just tell them to stay put.
So
You can
user error.
micromanage the shit out of
Okay.
it.
Yeah, you
And
can.
I don't.
You
it
can't.
might just let everything go, kind of just happen. But yeah.
I don't think you can do a pause, but a pause every turn though, can you?
I mean, you can pause at will. Like you can.
Pause at will, but back in the day, I think even KOTOR, I could be wrong, but you used to be able to. It's like you could unpause and it would just take a turn.
That water
You
looks
could almost play it turn-based.
fucking amazing.
Oh, this point in the game looks unbelievably
oh my
good.
God, that looks fantastic.
This is last night where
dude.
I got up on like a hill and I was just like, this game's actually gorgeous.
You can see
Yeah.
everything.
It really
Yeah.
is. Oh, Storm Coast. Storm Coast is one of the
It's the
coolest
best
areas
looking
in the-
zones that I've seen
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Did you so I want to know if this was just what happened in my game or if it happens in everyone's game. Did you stumble upon the dragon fighting the giant?
No.
I don't know. Okay, so like last night I had just gotten into Storm Coast, like for the first time I entered it. And I'm walking on the coast and in front of me is like a full-size dragon fighting a giant. And I was just like, I'm not going anywhere fucking near that. 'Cause that's like some high-level shit that's going to one-shot me.
Maybe I missed it.
And I was just standing there like watching it happen. And then eventually the dragon like flies away and the giant like turns slowly to you. And then he just like fucking comes at you and you start fighting the giant. So I don't know if that was just...
Must be a scripted sequence.
Yeah, it has to be scripted or something. It was crazy. It was
And
really,
yes,
really
you get
cool.
Iron Bull there, so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
People are saying it happened in my brother's game. Okay, cool.
How
It felt like a Skyrim moment.
how are the teammate aspects of the game, right? Like your companions have always been a part of Dragon Age, but
Yes.
it got to the point in some of the other Dragon Age games where it's like I actually didn't ever not to want, or I never wanted to not use certain characters. So
Yes.
I would find people and then it would just be like, whatever, I don't care about you because the guys are so awesome. Like, how is this experience different in this game, or is it very similar?
I personally find it similar in that there's companions that I really like. I like their personalities. I like their skills. I want them in the party. And I've actually had the thing that I'm struggling with right now is I really love both rogues. So I've got Varric and Sarah. Is that her name?
Yeah.
And I can't. And I don't want two rogues in the party, but they're both so hilarious that I hate to leave one of them behind.
That's the thing that sucks for me is like I enjoy my party makeup is 3 mages and 1 tank.
Interesting.
And I really fucking love that makeup, but I don't like one of the characters. I don't like I can't remember his fucking name. Solus? The elf?
Yeah.
One of the original characters that you get. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Do you have
He's
Dorian
powerful.
yet?
Who?
Yeah. Dorian? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't have him yet.
Okay. So you'll figure him out. I actually really like him, and he's actually I think he's the one character. I don't think there's anyone else, at least for the male side of things. He's actually one of the gay characters.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm trying to romance him with my main character, who's also a male, to see how this unfolds. So I'm keeping him in the party, and then I have Cassandra as my tank, who I think is just great.
How often are you guys finding companions?
There's a bunch.
There's a lot, yeah. I think I've got like 8.
Yeah, it's nice too that like they, it's not always obvious who may join. Like sometimes it's just random side quests you do, and then an option will pop up like, hey, do you want to join the Inquisition? So
yeah,
so there's a lot of discoverability in the game in that way.
You can romance Iron Bull.
Can you really?
I'm excited. I might actually switch him out.
Wow, you got to be. That guy's huge.
I know.
You gotta be careful with that guy if you want to romance him.
That guy actually is huge. He has like a fucking 5-foot head.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
To his
that's
body.
what I'm saying.
So
you may want to watch it.
I mean, everything I've seen, would make me go, I want to, I'm going to make this purchase. I haven't seen anyone say, oh, they hate it. You know, we've seen some of the bad, but like, is there anything else about the game, or do you feel like these guys have really nailed this title? What do you guys think?
Personally, and I'm, you know, again, I'm only in Stormcoast, so, you know, I've only seen these 2 zones. But if it continues at this level of quality, I'm going to say it's going to be the best Dragon Age. I mean, the comeback from Dragon Age 2 is pretty amazing. Like, they really went for it here, you know? And,
right.
you know, but again, I think a lot of it, and for me, like, I do like story in my games a lot, and I like character, and I like dialogue, and so to me, that's where a lot of it really shines. If you don't care,
and the dialogue's very well written.
The dialogue is really well written.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not reading everything to be, you know, to be clear there. Like, sometimes you pick up stuff. It's like Skyrim, you know. You'll get a poem that goes on for like 4 screens. Right. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right. There's a lot of like selective reading for me in that same vein as Skyrim as well.
Right, but the main storyline I find pretty gripping. You know, for a video game.
Have you had to make your first like big choice yet on the War Room?
I have the choice, but I haven't made it.
Okay.
Do you mean between? I think we can say it's not a spoiler, is it?
Yeah. I mean, the whole game is based off that
between the Mages and Templars, I have not made that decision yet.
Okay.
Holding on.
I don't want to say. Well, I went with the Mages, and I was very happy with what happened story-wise.
Okay.
I thought it was but it was for stupid reasons. But I was very happy with how it went down.
I feel like I'm probably going to go Mage because the Templars, you know, they kind of have a stick up their butt.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes.
You know.
And there's no PC performance issues with this game.
There are in some, like, it doesn't run as like I have probably like the toppest end machine you can get, minus 980 if I was running an SLI, and I'm pulling like 40 to, depending on where I'm at, 40 to like 80 FPS average.
About 75 for you average, 70 average.
Yeah, and that's an enclosed area in a cave. So
yeah, I defaulted to it defaulted to Ultra on everything, and I've had no problems.
Really, it runs well.
Isn't this the one that? Oh no, that's Far Cry. Far Cry has like the NVIDIA or like the actual NVIDIA settings or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm running it all on Ultra except the multi-sampling, which I turned off, or maybe turned to like ×2 or ×0, and I actually got like a 20 FPS bump from that.
Interesting.
So I'm pretty happy with it. I do have, like, you talked about flaws. They still haven't nailed inventory management. It's still absolute dog shit.
Totally agree with you.
Most of the menus are still very console-ified, where you can only see like 5 or 6 things on a screen at once.
Yeah.
Unless I missed the tutorial or something, the crafting is not, you're not like smoothed into the crafting. It's just like, here's a fucking billion things. Good luck. And
you missed no tutorial, and I have no idea. In fact, just last night, I'm laughing because I went to the blacksmith area. Because I'd never gone, so I had a shit ton of material.
Like a billion things there.
Right. So I crafted all this stuff, all these like grips and things for my, and I don't know how to attach them. You know how to do it.
Yeah. I did that
so
on
now I've got all this shit cluttering up my inventory. I'm like, well, it says it's a dagger grip. I've got 20 daggers, but I don't know how to put the grip on the dagger.
That's
like, how hard should it be?
Yeah.
So that stuff is a mess.
I did the same thing, and I was doing it on stream too. So people in the chat were like describing, and I was just like, "Nope, I'm done. So just shut the fuck up." Like,
I don't get it at all, and I don't know why it's so complicated. It should not be that complicated.
Once I figured it out, though, I really enjoy the crafting system.
Well, I like making stuff, but now I'd like to figure out how to fucking use it.
So like you have there's craft armor and there's there's modify armor. So like you go to craft armor, and then you can craft like a chest piece.
Okay.
But on that chest piece, it'll have like an arm slot and a leg slot or a boot slot. And so then you craft those boots and the arms, and then you go to modify armor, and then you add those things to your chest piece. And it actually adds like both stats and real boots to your character, or real arm guards to your character.
Okay.
And same as the weapons. So like you'll go to a weapon, you'll craft a staff, and then you'll craft a staff blade and a staff grip.
Yeah.
And then you go to modify weapons. You click on the staff, and then it will have like the 2 slots. And then you click on that, and then you can add in those modifiers to it.
Okay,
It doesn't
so maybe
explain that anywhere.
So is the problem maybe that the weapons that I have don't have a slot for modification?
Yes, that very may well be the issue.
I see. So maybe that's what it is. Because I would click on like the dagger grip. I have 3 characters who have daggers.
Yeah.
And I couldn't add the grip to any of them. So it's probably that the daggers don't have slots.
Exactly.
But they don't make it clear. They never explain that. Like, I'm just thinking I can add a grip to any dagger. They don't make it clear that it's only ones with slots.
Man, I've got. I want to do.
Anyway,
I want to do sort of an interpretive. I don't know, showing of my interest of this game. It's gone like if the middle of my camera, it's gone like this, and then it started actually going up, and we're talking about the graphics, and I'm watching. I'm like, no, damn, this is cool. And then all of a sudden, that bug, and all the people were getting stuck in the wall, and we took this huge turn down, and then we started in another area, and it was looking mighty fine and really good, and all these great things, and best Dragon Age ever. And then all of a sudden, the inventory management just has it going
terrible
back down.
It is terrible.
And
I actually expanded, like, you get Inquisition perks, which do a lot of like interesting things. And all I've done is dump it into expanded inventory. Like I now have, I think I have 90 slots or 115 slots or something like that.
It just shouldn't be that difficult. But but to be fair, there's a few things they do that are nice. Like for example, potions apply to everybody all the time, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't have to make sure that each party member has the potions to use it. You just select the party member and hit the thing. So, group share is nice for all those things. So, at least that part of the inventory is okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
The puzzle, I ran into, like, one of those, like, star puzzles.
Oh, yeah, the constellations. Those are kind
of... Have you run into the one on the Storm Coast? Have you seen those yet? Those are actually, like, I sat on, like, one for, like, 20 minutes last night. Like, I felt like an idiot on stream because I couldn't connect these fucking dots. And people are just like, it's not what you fucking moron. I'm like, no, I don't want to know.
They're kind of just like little mini puzzles. It's a nice...
It got hard.
I believe it.
Ones, like, ramped up really fucking quick.
I believe it.
And those are cool, and they, like, unlock little hidden things on the respective maps. Combat's pretty fun. I don't know why it's fun. It's like the same thing over and over again, but then I guess most games are, so...
There's just something, the game just has a nice... It's just fun to be in that world, and there's just so much to do. And it just, I don't know what it is. It just has a really good sense of, I just want to be in here and do stuff and find stuff. There's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of hidden areas.
When I first got into the hinterlands after, like, the initial prologue, it was the same thing that happened in Skyrim where I just went off. Like, I just went, and, like, 3 hours later, I was like, why'd I just collect, like, 150 ore for no fuck?
Yeah.
What? Oh, shit, there's more over here, and I just, like, forgot that I was doing that.
You know what the game reminds me of? Obviously, they're totally different, but it reminds me a lot of the last Tomb Raider. Just in terms of there being it's like so many things in the world, and all of them being pretty fun to do. You know, it's sort of like being in an amusement park. It's like Dragon Age Land.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Land.
I'm going to go on that ride over there. I'm going to go do that thing.
Trying to think.
It's just fun to be in.
One thing that does also suck is, and I'm sure they're going to fix. They would have to fix this. The in-game cutscenes, the dialogue scenes, they're all capped at 30 FPS for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know if that's the consolification of it, but
By the way, there's somebody just tweeted that, just chatted that they 7 hours and I haven't left Hinterlands. And that does, it's easy to get stuck there, but I'm not going to be able to find it, but somebody on NeoGAF linked to a Reddit post. Some guy, a fan, wrote a great, awesome Reddit post about, I think it was just titled, like, get the fuck out of the Hinterlands. And, it was just like this life advice. He was just like, if you're saying Dragon Age Inquisition is boring and you're still in Hinterlands, this is your problem.
Yeah.
You know, just because there's so much to do
Well,
in there, it's easy to just not leave.
Yeah, and they don't push you out of it.
They don't push you out.
And
Right.
I think it's also the worst. Like in terms of performance, it's the one zone that runs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we just lost your voice, JP.
Compared to all the other ones.
Oh, there we go.
It runs the
That's
worst out of all the other zones.
There you
Oh,
go.
I can still hear you.
Got you
Jeff.
back. Got you back.
We're back. We're good. All right. Hello.
Yep.
Did you hear what I said or no?
No.
No.
And now you're gone again.
What the hell, man?
Lands runs the worst out of all the.
Oh, it runs the worst. I heard him.
Why does technology hate us?
I don't know, man. I mean, JP's amazing rig can't even handle Skype, apparently. I don't know what's going on. Oh.
Also, JP, have you gone to Orlais and have you done the? Have you gone to the ball? Have you done that stuff yet?
No, I haven't seen that at all.
Because there's a whole other game going on over there that's like pretty fascinating, like entirely different gameplay, and I don't want to spoil it, but like I think that's another reason to get out of Hinterlands. Like once you start seeing a couple other areas, it's like, okay, there's a lot more going on in this game than just what is revealed. Like if you're just in Hinterlands, you have not really seen what this game is going for.
I'm gonna try to say this again. I think EA is listening and they're just like, you can't fucking say that. Hinterlands runs the worst out of any other zone in the game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I fucking did it!
You did it, but even at the end, they were still trying to stop you, man. They were.
Andrew Wilson is just sitting on a squelch button in his dark fortress in Redwood City.
All right, well, let's talk shit about AC Unity. Let's see if Ubisoft's listening. God, that game fucking runs like shit. I don't fucking stand it.
They would have listened to me. No one would have cared if it was blasting dubstep the whole time. But that's okay.
God,
I'm not going to play this game. I'm out.
I
feel like I'm the only person in the world that generally enjoyed the story that I played of that.
Sure.
But the performance issues were so fucking bad that I can't play a PC game with this fucking crazy PC that I just built that should be able to run the fucking solar system.
Yes.
And it's just like, all right, let's get 30 FPS. Can't even do that in some fucking things. Like it's so, and they're gonna fix it. They have to fix it, but it's super frustrating.
There's really no excuse for that.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, when they're pulling sub 20 FPS on PS4 and Xbox One, and all the console editors are like, yeah, it runs fine. Like I want to just fucking rip my fingernails off because I'm in so much pain.
There's no excuse. I mean, that's just bullshit.
There's no.
This is not an online game.
It's really frustrating.
And they take it like such a beating.
Well, there's co-op in it.
What? Who cares?
Yeah, they're getting.
Yeah, we are getting hammered here.
Yeah, who cares about the co-op, really?
Publicly.
I don't know what's going on.
What's happening?
They had like bad stock drops. Yeah.
Oh, really?
We can't be talking about technical difficulties in games when we can't even get our own goddamn podcast.
It's just Skype.
It's kind of true.
It's Skype.
It's kind of true.
Who are we blaming? Are we blaming Skype?
Skype. For
Obama?
Sure. Maybe.
Who takes the hit for this?
All of the above.
Skype or Obama.
EA.
Yeah.
All of the above.
It's EA's fault. Is it still shitty? Because like I can hear you guys are right.
Shitty.
It's going in and out. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of
weird.
Ubisoft
and EA, they're just hitting some like cancel show button here.
Yeah.
Should we take our break?
Well, we only got about 15 minutes left.
We were going to try to just go
all
all
the
the
way
way
like
through.
more time left.
You know, we were going to just try to go all the way through and just have one solid VOD, but I know if we're going to get through that. So, yeah, I've absolutely zero inkling to play Assassin's Creed Unity. I don't know how many more games. I mean, are they still like raking in the sales off of this title? Is it okay? Bye, JP.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know
if they are.
I mean, someone's buying it. People get excited.
I mean, it might just be like Call of Duty in that way, that it's just got the name brand recognition now, that people who don't buy a lot of games just pick this one up. because it's easy and it's well known.
Yeah, I don't know how that. I don't even know how that actually works in terms of people. Like I just I feel like Assassin's Creed 1 brought so much to the table, right? Like it really, in terms of the story and sort of the hey, what's up?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
The the backstory, the sort of in and out story of Assassin's Creed, and that's what got me so much. But then it just became the same thing over and over and over again. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no.
Yeah, I'm having the same experience, though it's positive. Though I'm starting to feel the same way about Far Cry. Now, I'm really liking Far Cry 4 a lot. But what I'm thinking, though, as I was playing it, as I liberated my first outpost, I was thinking, like, this is probably the last time I'm going to want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, Far Cry 5 better be bringing something new to the party. Because if I play one more game where I see the smoke on the horizon and I know that's an outpost and there's watchtowers I have to do, it's like one time too many. I'm good with this one.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Because one of my favorite things to do at Outpost was just like, okay, well, if I have to do this stupid shit, I'm going to get creative about it. And so, when there was the options to, like, unleash the tigers from the cage or, like, get the dogs to come in, or you could even lure certain animals to the camps, and then they would, like, I'm like, I'm going to get everyone over here, and then I'm just going to rocket launcher this side, and then I'm going to take out this build. Like, can you do that with the elephants and stuff? Can you...
You can.
Okay.
I did was I shot the lock off an elephant cage, and then the elephant went and rampaged and killed everybody around. So that's fun to watch.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm liking it, definitely. Like I would, if I was reviewing the game, it would get a good review. It's a solid Far Cry. The villain is fantastic.
That's my other question. You like him?
He's great. He's like got that completely.
Really
he's like a slimy fucking ass. Like you can't wait to kill this guy. He's great. He's sort of like effete, and he's a smarmy son of a bitch. So they did a good job with that. The storyline is cool. They do a nice thing. JP, have you gotten to where you have to start making choices?
No.
Okay, so there's a point coming up. It's not that far into the game where you've got two NPCs who are offering you missions at the same time, and they're mutually exclusive.
Oh.
So if you do the one, you cannot do the other, and they make it clear, and that actually affects how the story goes. So and it affects the plot in general. I mean, it's sort of like, are you going to go this way with the rebellion, or are you going to go this way?
Wasteland
so there's
2,
some
like Wasteland.
Yeah, so there's some cool choices you have to make, and so, and the missions are totally different too. So, like, if you pick one person's, it's going to be like an assault mission. If you pick the other one, it's going to be a stealth mission. This is just, nice. and those have different effects. So there's some really neat ideas in the game. I think it's totally addicting. But again, I feel like, oh my god, like as I was like climbing the first few watchtowers and like going up the stairs and all that, I was just like, okay, really, I'm with you this time, Ubisoft, but this is it.
Last time.
That's the one thing, man. Like, the Bombcast guys were talking about it, so I'm kind of like stealing their thunder. But I really agreed with what they said. Like, what if the Call of Duties, the Assassin's Creed, the Ubisofts, because let's face it, all their games are the fucking same, just different instruments of getting there. Like, what if Madden? I'm trying to think of any other game company that puts out a game yearly. What if they just made it a 2-year cycle?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what to actually like work on a game that's not just like get it out, not like go, just fucking like a non-stop development process where they could sit back and just think about the game and actually make real changes to it instead of just being the same game with better looking graphics that may or may not run.
Yeah, that would be great, and it's all because of shareholders. It's all because
it really is.
It's all because they're public companies.
Yeah.
It's the only reason.
That's why Wasteland 2 is going to be one of my games of the year, man. You know, like they They took their time. They gave the fans what they wanted. They gave people the experience they wanted. And, you know, like, I can't help but think that so many of these games just feel exactly the same. And aren't we always looking for something like that new gaming experience, that something that we haven't seen or done before? I mean, I'm watching what JP's doing, and I'm like, yep, I've done it 1,000 times before. Everything you were explaining, Jeff, I'm like, yep, I've done it 1,000 times before. I think that what Far Cry does really well is that I do want, like, the bad guys. I love villains. I love them. So when they keep on enticing me with these awesome villains that, like you said, you want to die before, then, you know, for some reason they'll suck me back in. But you're right. I think they bring up a great suggestion, and it would just we see that it's true in some of these companies, but God, like, you know, there's a lot less games coming out Sunday.
And the franchises are gonna die. You know, they are. Like Assassin's Creed, especially after Unity here and the fiasco that this has been. Like, how hyped is everyone going to be if next year there's another one or another 2 of these?
They have to be like the thrilling conclusion to the series. Like, that's going to maybe be the only way that I would get in on something to go, okay, you know, bring it all together. But you said it yourself, Jeff, the shareholders.
Well, yeah.
You know,
and it's true, and it sucks. It really sucks. I mean, it sucks for everybody. You know, I would think that it's got to suck for the developers themselves because they're not the ones making these fucking decisions. You know, people who make games in general want to make good games. They don't want to be like fucking rushed out the door, and they feel, you know, I know from experience that they feel shitty when the game isn't working. Right? I mean, no one wants to do bad work in general in their life.
Of course.
You know. So, you know, to be rushed just because they have to feed the beast of, you know, the yearly profits, you know, and, you know, in general, these are companies that don't actually, you know, in theory, need the money. They're sitting on huge war chests of money anyway, but it's just a beast.
I mean, the more independent successes we see, I think the more opportunity we might have as gamers to see these things pop up a little bit more. But I would kind of agree with you that I'm starting to put a lot of franchises on notice in the exact same way, Jeff. That's like, look, if you guys don't bring it to me next time, like, I'm done. I'm done. Like,
I'd probably be done with Arkham except for the Batmobile.
Right. Like, it's new enough to where you're interested in it.
But and I guess that probably is the last Arkham game. I think they're saying it's the last one. But if there's not new and Far Cry 4, like we're saying, like, they did add some neat mechanics here. You know, some of the decision making is pretty cool. But, like, so much of the gameplay is the same thing again. Like, that's the thing. They, like, rely on these systems that are just, like, so creaky and aging.
The only way they can pump it out that fast, to be honest.
That's right.
Like, you know. And then at that point, it's just all these people are doing is really just world building, you know. But I hope that the more In Exiles and more companies like that, you know, I hope they can keep.
Well, that's why it's no coincidence that every year, you know, at the end of the year, like, all the most innovative awards always go to, like, indies, you know, because they're the ones who have the time.
Yeah.
And they have the freedom, actually. They have the luxury of just being able to make the game they want to make and take the time to actually make it.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true. I'm going to play this game. I feel like, I mean, if I wouldn't have gotten it on PS4, I think I would have downloaded it. But, you know, like, there's really no reason not to play it on, PC. So I just
Far Cry?
Far Cry. I just need to get it on. I just need to get it on Steam. So
it's fun. I'm totally not sorry to have it. I'm really glad, and I'll play it all the way through. But as I've said, that's it though. Far Cry 5. You know, they need a new game here.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
They really do.
I just want to tell you guys a story about Lego Batman 3 really quick, because this is the second Lego game in a row that my kid has found bugs in, and like game-breaking bugs, where he'll come to me and he'll be like, Daddy, it won't, like, the game won't advance. And I'll be like, I'm sure it's just something silly you haven't thought up yet. So I go up there and I screw with it for 20 minutes. And then we look it up and we're like, nope, it definitely works. So I'm like, can you please retrace your steps exactly? He's like, yes. He's like, so I've got these 4 characters, and you have to activate this electric machine, and then you have to take the electricity and activate it over there. I'm like, okay, so how did you activate the electric machine? He's like, well, I found out that actually you can use this, and you can use Joker to go up the wall, and then you can press jump and jump through the floor. So he activated the machine. And then once we watched the video, he was like, oh, it's like, that's totally a glitch. Joker shouldn't be able to activate that machine because Joker doesn't hold the electricity. So then you can't pass on to the next event, you know? I was like, dude, good for you, man. But it's the second one where he's like gotten a character to do something that they're not supposed to do. And as a result, it has broken the game.
Yeah. So he should be in QA.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. So we're trying to report the bug to the Lego Batman guys.
He either needs to be in QA or get QA people fired.
Right. One of the two.
Exactly.
One of the two.
He can come in and clean up their messes.
It's definitely another great title for them though. Like they just keep knocking them out.
Yeah.
But the other thing, real quickly, I know we got to wrap soon, but I have been playing. Now that they've announced they're not going to wipe again, and the next beta phase is coming in January. Heroes of the Storm, and it's still a lot of fun. It is still definitely like a super action oriented and objective oriented game. But man, the more I play it, the more I realize that like they are really punishing non-social people, because if you do not play with your friends, you instantly lose like half the XP that you could be earning in that game.
Why is that?
I don't know. You just get this massive bonus when you play with friends.
Oh, it's literally that. Like you get, shit.
Yeah. It's like a massive bonus. And the thing that's rough about it is that the whole game is now, they've talent gated all of the characters, which means that you have to get your individual character to level 4 before you have access to everything. That kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of this system. I'm really not a fan.
So they're basically punishing people who don't have friends.
There's definitely a punishment for people that do not have friends.
So it's bad enough in your life if you don't have friends. And then Blizzard on top of it is saying, like, you don't have friends and fuck you.
You could be getting the 75,000 extra XP, but guess what? Nope, you don't. So.
You may feel like a loser already. Now we're going to make you feel like an extra loser.
Yeah, maybe it's not really that big of a deal, but every once in a while I just want to hop on, play a quick game by myself. I'm like, this is a waste. I need more friends.
I'm actually looking forward to getting out, and this is a really weird thing, but getting out of like release week and then just being able to like sit back and be like, all right, what do I really want to play right now? Like, what is the one thing? And I think, at least for me right now, it's Dragon Age.
Right. Yeah, it's mostly Dragon Age.
I want to get back into that world. Yeah, and I'm getting Smash today, and I'm just like, I could just go fucking play Dragon Age, man.
I can't wait. I want to play it so bad.
I could just go mine that ore for some stupid fucking reason. But
I was playing a lot of Halo 1 yesterday.
Where you like switching in between old school, new school graphics just to be like, look, honey, look at this.
Kind of,
look at what 20 years does.
Yeah. The thing that struck me, though, is that it's not like it's hard. It's not like Dark Souls hard. But parts of Halo 1 are actually kind of tough. Or at least compared to shooters these days.
God, it's been so long since I've
compared to like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, you actually have to try. You have to work hard to beat some of the levels in Halo 1. Like, they throw a lot of shit at you.
I'm trying to... I only remember, like, the opening of that game. Even though I've played it, like, 3 times, I don't You don't play the Alien... You don't play the Covenant guy till the second one, right?
No. You're just Master Chief. But the
bridges were the hard part in that game, right? Like, the long, expansive bridges where you got to kill the Covenant.
Yes.
Shit. Okay, that's right. I remember that shit now.
Yes, that stuff is tough. Yeah, the library, and
And the other thing too is that like they don't
baby you through the level either. And again, it's just not as labyrinthine as Dark Souls. It's not like that. But still, though, you still have to figure out what to do. You know, it's not like the arrow on the ground telling you where to go, or the waypoint in the sky. Like they just throw you in there and they make you deal with it, which I'm really finding refreshing. Though I have. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to be rage quitting on a game that's 20 years old that I played more than once, and yet I have.
You're rage quitting, yeah.
I've rage quit on Halo 1. Yeah.
Good for you. Good job.
I guess I talked about it last episode, but Lords of the Fallen, wait till it's like on deep discount before you pick that game up if you have any interest.
That's good to know.
It's a decent game.
Yeah.
But it's a decent game, like at best. I haven't seen anyone.
No, it's dropped off
super
almost
in love
completely,
with it.
dude.
There'll probably be a really good Lords of the Fallen 2 if they keep up with it.
Yeah.
They'll probably make a better second game.
What else is there that I've played that's like a fucking random game? I've got games over here. I played Duck Dynasty, we talked about on stream. I started Bayonetta. I still want to finish both those games. I'll definitely go back to those. Did you finish Bayonetta 2, Wheat?
Yep, I did. I loved it. It's definitely going on my Game of the Year list just because there's like not much they do wrong with it, you know? It's everything you know it's going to be. Actually, there was one thing that fucking pissed me off and made me so salty, you guys. At the end of Bayonetta 1, like after all the credits have rolled and everything's like you've unlocked this stuff, they have this like 3-minute long epic fucking dance scene where like all the characters do this dance number, and it's
yeah, I've seen that.
It's totally awesome, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so excited. No such fucking thing. Like now there are witch trials that I'm not totally through that open up after the game, but as far as I know, they've scrapped the dance number, and
no equivalent, nothing new that's like that.
Nope.
Bummer.
Nope. Yeah.
You can't set that expectation.
Wasn't feeling too good about it. Wasn't feeling too good about it. So,
I did notice that. Have you guys followed the new Game Awards thing that's happening that Jeff Keighley set up? I noticed that Bayonetta 2 got a nomination for Game of the Year, which is cool.
Nice. Nice.
Cool to see a Wii U game in there.
That's awesome.
Also, you should go vote for Jeff Gerstmann for trending gamer of the year because it's fucking hilarious.
I will vote for him, but I didn't understand what that topic meant. I'll vote for him for anything.
I don't think any of them.
The video.
I don't think anyone knows what it means, Jeff, and that's why it's so
trending gamer. Yeah, I didn't understand.
What's the award show called now?
I think it's just called the Video Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
There's no even. Yeah, they took out. Yeah, thegameawards.com/nominees. Do they give like a criteria list for this shit? Because I think it trending gamer.
Yeah. Well, the competition there.
I got to know who else it is, and then that would.
PewDiePie is one of them.
Total Biscuits and first.
And it's fan choice. Oh well, that's
So Total Biscuit will probably. Well,
I think I don't think TB's promoting it at all. I think that's just his fans going crazy. But I think
so. Do the fans? Oh, the fans voted these guys in.
Yeah. No, I think it was chosen by the Game Awards, and then these 5 people are who are able to be voted for. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, so if fans vote, then PewDiePie just needs to get his bro.
He just basically needs to be like, "Hey, I'm in."
Make one.
Hey, bros. Yeah. Hey, bros, go vote.
These are all really good Game of the Years. I'm really, 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 really fucking sad that Wasteland isn't on here. That
is a bummer.
It's
It's gonna be
is
unrecognized.
It best role playing game?
It's one of the best.
Oh my god! What in the actual fuck?
What?
It's not.
Bravely Default's in there though. You fucking love you some Bravely Default.
I did love Bravely Default.
Whoa! I did not. Wait, South Park came out this year?
Yes, it did.
Holy fuck.
I would not put South Park over fucking Wasteland 2 for Game of the Year.
South Park had the best humor.
Best role playing game.
I was happy to see Mordor in there though.
For Game of the Year?
For Game of the Year.
Is it just in a different...
I think Hearthstone has to take that, though. But
Hearthstone is up for a lot of awards. And rightly so.
Yeah. Wait, Ubisoft up for fucking Developer of the Year? What?
That made me balk at first, but They did
I guess
put out
it's
some
true.
good stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean, I like Child of Eden and all that stuff, or Child of Light rather was
Child of Light, Far Cry 4,
yeah.
pretty great. I mean, they were hit and miss this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
What if oh my God, what if Kevin Spacey wins Best Performance? That I actually hope he does.
Shit.
He is great in it.
He is amazing in it. Like, but it's Kevin Spacey. He's amazing in any. Like,
yeah, I know.
he's like one of the best actors of our lifetime, and he's up for Best Performance.
He really does nail that role, though. I mean, I played through the campaign, and every scene with him was great. Like scenes that didn't have him, I wanted him to come in.
Yeah. I have not finished that game yet because it kept crashing so much. But
We got to wrap, you guys.
We got to wrap.
We got to wrap. We got to wrap. And we are not going to have a show next week because of the holiday, but I see no reason why we won't be back on the 5th of December. Start talking about Oh, are you
I
gone?
could probably do it from a car. I think, is that a Friday?
It's a Friday, my friend.
Oh, of course it's a Friday.
No, that's the week we changed it to Tuesday, JP.
We'll see. I might be able to figure something out for that.
We'll
What
let you
time
know
is that?
via the tweets.
Yeah.
The twits and the
Okay.
twats.
That'll be interesting for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Last 8 bits. Someone just said.
The what?
Or they
Why
said
is it your
quitting.
last 8 bits? Yeah, they're quitting video games for
Yeah.
Or maybe just quitting us.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
leave us.
done with
We
you
need
guys.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
15
Well, you
minutes
guys,
late.
there will be a show on the 5th. It'll be JP optional, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to go.
Okay.
I'm going to be in San Francisco for a wedding.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Jeff, I'm going to be in San Francisco for 10 days. We should go get a
We
drink.
should hang out. Let's do it.
I'll hang out.
Excellent.
Anyways.
Hey, Jeff,
Oh,
I'll be
he's
out there
moving
for the rest of my life come January. We should hang out.
Have many
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right, let's wrap it up. Jeff, let's start with you. Any final thoughts, words?
I don't really have any. You can find me at Greenspeak here on Twitch and on Twitter. I'm still playing Dark Souls 2, by the way, and I'll be streaming that tonight. I've got the house to myself. Wife is busy with friends, so that's what I'm gonna do because I'm a wild man. I'm gonna stream Dark Souls 2 in the house. So I'll see you here on Twitch later tonight if you want to watch.
Excellent.
Scary stuff.
Excellent. JP, McB.
Tomorrow we've got West Marches at 2 o'clock. Sunday we've got Solemn at 8 o'clock Eastern. Monday we've got Swan Song at 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll be streaming 10 plus hours a day till Tuesday. Then I depart for 10 days to San Francisco. And then we'll come back and do that whole Christmas thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's the short and sweet of it. Are we going to set up some Smash today?
I'm going to be playing Smash tonight.
Okay.
For sure.
I got to build a character tonight, but I'm totally down
You're
to
going to make a
hate
character?
you. Yeah, for West Marches.
I got to warn you, JP, if you suck and you're not on my level, then I don't know that I'm going to want to play with you all that much.
Sweet, I'm actually the best video game player of all time, so it'll take me
Actually,
5
maybe
minutes
I
to
can
adjust.
maybe I can use you to learn new characters because my yellow
There-
Yoshi will shit on you.
It probably will.
In a major
But I mean,
way.
how hard can a game be with only 5 buttons, right?
Yeah,
It's not
well,
Right.
you know what? That's many of people have said that before having their shit pushed in by some of the best in this game. So it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting
that- Well, they learned how to put those 5 buttons together, and
and
They
do
do
amazing
good.
things. Yeah, totally.
do
We'll
amazing things.
definitely play some games for sure. If anything, because I'm sure the fans will love that. So. Great. Yeah, so I'll be doing that later on. I'll be playing Smash. I'm so happy that I got my adapter and I got my GameCube controller. So now the game just has to arrive and I'm good to go. I've got Twitch Weekly later on today, and then I'll just be doing normal streaming throughout the weekend with Swan Song on Monday to wrap it all up. So we won't see you next week. Everyone in the U.S. That celebrates, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a good holiday, but we will hopefully be back on the 5th of December. Just keep an eye on our Twitters at djWHEAT, at itmeJP, and at Greenspeak. And that's it from us. We'll see you next time on another episode of 8 Bits. We're out of here. Peace.
bye-bye.